we are having a few difficult moments, so just bear with us. Hopefully, the server will check and racing
green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed, napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Can he pressure Dino into a mistake? Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jedlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Dean are all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
Okay, he's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do. They're side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jedlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate Case across the line.
Gilish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.
And hello viewers, and welcome to round 5 of the MSR GT1 League here at Donnington Park. And sadly WMDR Martin is still on holiday, so still going to be missing out on him. But yeah, quite a different track than last time, where last time we had Le Mans, and now we've got quite a smaller track. And well, at that, yeah, an extremely small track compared to Le Mans here at Donnington. But I don't think, at least I'm pretty sure, we won't see any changing conditions. I don't think the wet tires are actually going to be used for tonight. All the drivers very close together. I think, fine enough, let's get the map up. Who is going to be the one on their first lap? Oh, it's Cuckoo in the Nissan. Fine enough, the Nissan could be a bit stronger here compared to a lot of the other cars. Still, of course, not the strongest of the cars, but it's definitely gonna be a lot stronger compared to last track, and compared to, say, Hockenheimer's. Cuckoo very much losing the end there. Let's in fact hop on board onto their cockpit, as I believe Exus letting them by. So you're going to be wanting to go close to the curb on the left, hard braking. Don't want to brake too hard, especially if you've got a very backwards brake bias, because that could easily spin you out. But yeah, onto the longest straight, which compared to a lot of circuits is rather quite small. So the Mercedes going to be struggling here tonight, as Cuckoo properly pushing the car down into the hairpin, the slowest section of the track, and accelerating out. Yeah, Carl was saying possibly a lot of cars going sideways, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with a track like this having a lot of slow corners and the amount of horsepower. You can see Cuckoo wrestling the car across the line to take I believe provisional pole with a 1:21.6, as all the times are starting to come in. Max with a 22.5. Ultimate K is taking P2 away from Max with a 22.1. And Matt's, funnily enough, taking provisional. But never mind, Veal side, his teammate, just taking provisional pole with a 1:27. Veal side, the new current championship leader. But Matt's still very, very close behind. Only 2 points separate both Veilside and Matt, so very close. And just behind them in the championship as Veilside loses the rear off into the gravel. Someone who's also battling for those high points is Ultimate K's, and it seems that whoever I'm going to is gonna be spinning, and that does remind me, in fact, that I need to get the book of commentator curses. Hey, Carl got affiliated, so for all those who are watching, always go check out Carl Lover. He's an absolute amazing guy. I still need to watch some of his streams myself, but I trust that his streams are absolutely amazing. But yeah, Ultimate K's with that mistake, hopefully can get a better lap time in now. Matt retaking that provisional pole, taking it away from his teammate, but also, more importantly, his championship rival. I'm trying to find this book while commentating. It's quite hard when you don't know where you put it. Never mind, I found it. Yeah, so wait. Try and find a pen that now works. But yeah, Ultimate K's not doing that good trouble with in P4. Ultimate K's needs to find a bit of pace if he wants to try and bring the attack to Veilside and Matt in the championship. Into probably 2 of the quickest corners there. You want to properly chuck the car through there, and if we see any 2 wide moments going into that corner, which is possible, it is one of the biggest braking zone, excluding these 2 corners, who knows what will happen. Probably a lot of carnage as Ultimate K's rounds the final corner. Is he able to improve? He is, puts it in P4 and then spins it off. That one doesn't count as a commentator curse, that is for sure. Yeah, so right now though, Cuckoo in the Nissan in P3 doing an absolutely amazing job bringing the fight to the front runners. Oh, looked like they were barely in track limits there, but I'm pretty sure they were, and that was, yeah, absolutely to the limit. Coming into the final corner they come, and exiting with as much speed as they can carry. They're quicker, but not by that much. They're going to need about 7/10 if they want to get close to Veilside, or even potentially try to take provisional pole with Matt. From Matt. On the Hawks, back in the Nissan as well. They're doing quite good. Hopefully they can do their team well. Gillis unfortunately damaging his ankle, so he's unable to race with us properly on the limits there. I think a bit too much of the limits, and knowing how harsh Donnington is with their track cuts, I am pretty sure that could be it over for them. Just this lap, of course, I'm talking about. Finding in the Mercedes doing a good job. As I said, the Mercedes all suffer here, but still one of the strongest cars out of all the other cars in the class. So they're going to be very much hoping to put as Veilside takes away the provisional pole away from Matt by a tenth and a bit, putting in a 120.4, almost dead. Potentially coming up to some traffic, but that does bring us to a sort of new driver. Of course, you won't recognize the name, the gnome, but well, this is the first time I'm seeing them racing, but this is one of the first proper members as well in MSR, and they've joined back for, well, I hope some time, and hopefully we'll see them yeah, hopefully we'll see more of them on the track. As Svi has put it into third place and is 2 and a bit tenths up on their time, so they have more time. The Porsche showing its pace here. That absolutely S-tier livery coming round the second last corner. Can he get the throttle down? His rear's all over the place, but he's still holding on to it into the final corner. He's going to be wanting to get as much of a good exit as he can coming through the corner. Can he do it? Can he accelerate to the line? And he does. Cuckoo there for a second, overtaking Svi for P3, but Svi getting that better time and able to regain that P3 position and put it on back into those podium slots. Wow, proper drifting it through that corner. Leave Xavius starting a lap now. Let's stay on board with him. Hard breaking into the first corner, a bit wide, but that Mercedes power all the way down the hill is going to help quite a bit. A little bit to the right, down into the corner. I should probably bring up a track map as you see him fly up this far section. He's going to be braking a lot earlier than some other cars as he's off, and I think that counts. Oh god. Do I already have Xavier list? No, I don't. Looks like we've got 2 new. Still 2 minutes though on the clock, or pretty much 2 and minutes 40 seconds. But yeah, Veilside, the one to watch though. His teammate just in the distance, probably trying to figure out what Veilside is doing that he isn't. Both teammates going to be very competitive this season, as feels like getting quite the bump off of the curb there, but going into this corner, absolutely nails it. Now coming into probably one of the most dangerous corners, where if you go ever so slightly wide, there are different lines, but there's one correct one, and if you just go a bit too wide and just push the limits too much, you could easily spin one of your rear tires off and end up in the gravel. Yeah, I mean, the Mercedes are kind of saying, I wonder how much more downforce the Mercedes badge adds to the Merc. Well, I mean, the Mercedes is already pretty much the top of the line. I think, I would say it doesn't add downforce, but I'd say it gets, I'd say it's a hologram. It doesn't even add weight. It somehow lightens the car with how good. And Jesus Christ, Veilside properly testing the car through there. Whoa! As there's contact between Vealside and... don't know who that was. And Jedlin. As we see Matt head onto what will be his final lap. As we see him go hard on the brakes into turn 1. Getting a bit of a late apex to try and get the best run out of the corner down to some long rights, then a lot longer right, hard braking. This is probably somewhere you don't want to be, and you can just see how much from that bumper view he was sliding through those corners. As Vealside has pit, so that's going to be his qualifying session over. Binding has pit, so that's also, and so is Fee. So the top 4 all pitted. I'm also wondering as well whether Cuckoo, is going to be able to get into that top 5. Cuckoo's lap also able to overtake Speed, those two battling each other. But Mats is up by a small amount of time, but I think that's a mistake. Going through the chicane, and I think that could be his lap, unfortunately, over. He was up on his time, and that could have led him to beat Vealside, but I think him cutting the track there has unfortunately, I think, invalidated his lap. And if that doesn't prove otherwise, then Ultimate K's finishing the lap round the final corner, trying to get the exit out. Can he get better than P7? Can he get Tomahawks, or can he get Svi? It stays P7 for him. And I think our last driver on track, Xevious in the blue Mercedes, coming around the final corner, going a bit wide and accelerating off, crossing the line. Does he get better than P10? No, he does not. So it's going to be Vealside taking pole. Matt very, very close behind in P2. Binding in P3. Cuckoo in P4. This is going to be interesting between those two. B in P5. Tomahawks in P6. Ultimate Case in P7. Max in P8. Trouble in P9. Xevious in P10. Fennec in P11. Eddie in P12. Kunisek in P14. Exus in P14. Kunisek in P13. Shad in P15. Jedlin in P16. Trixie in P17. And JD in, the Gnome or JD in P18. So as everyone gets their laps, everyone getting ready for the formation lap, a bit of cheers in the chat. Feel well Fanta, I'm hoping I've said that right. There's let's go JD, so already some support for the long lost return of JD. A lot of support for JD. So hopefully he can make his way through the pack from P18. So Vealside taking pole. Matt's though lined up to him. These two only spread by 2 points, and they're both on the front row. Their teammates, the rule is not to take out your teammate, but if they're this close in the championship and it's round 5 out of 7, do you risk it? is what I think both Veilside and Matt are going to be going through their head. Binding and Cuckoo both in, there's lights going out. So the formation lap begins as we see all the drivers trundle out, going single files. I've been hydrated. Thank you, car lover. I almost just spilled my entire drink on me because I just realized the lid wasn't on properly. Let alone, this isn't a small drink, this is a 2-litre bottle I've got. That was a scary moment. There we go. Everyone runs down through these corners. Veilside taking the pack away. Matt is going to be wanting to get it. Going to be binding in the Merc, followed by a curious Nissan of Cuckoo and Svi as well in the Porsche just behind. So it goes McLaren, Mercedes, Nissan, Porsche, and then another Nissan of Tomahawks. Ultimate K is then in a McLaren, a Porsche. So the grid very, in fact, equal between every car so far. So I think the BOP system working very, very nicely. As we see them come through the chicane. And all these custom livery cars flying around here, and I think that is everyone as they line up ready to go. As Veilside now moves off, the entire pack, double file follows. And everyone ready to go racing as we go through the second last corner. A lot of people with their lights on and heading into this final corner. It's gonna be Veilside to lead the way, and also to leave the inside space. But yeah, line up next to him is Matt. When is he going to go? When is Veilside gonna lead this group off? And it's green flag racing, green flag racing. Veilside getting an amazing start. Matt still very close. And just behind, it looks like Cuckoo going for the move on. Binding down the inside. Binding giving the space. It looks like a lot of too wide action. And I believe that's a car off in the background. Max, yeah, Max off. And down here, we've got another driver off. I don't know who that was, but lots of different cars heading off the track. Very unfortunate for whoever those drivers are. I think that's Ultimate K's who got caught up in all of that. Up the front, got the two teammates already 1 point, almost 2 seconds away. In fact, 2 seconds away from the grid. And they're just going to maybe work together or hopefully try and battle each other for points. But it's Cuckoo and Svi very close together there. As we see all the drivers head through. Are we going to see anyone else? It looks like JD defending from Ultimate K's there. Svi going for the move on Cuckoo. Cuckoo defending that inside line. Can they do anything to defend off the wrath of Svi? It looks like they've overcooked it. Svi doing the switchback and getting an exit off the corner. But still, too wide. They go. Cuckoo, later of the breakers. But Svi still trying to hold it all the way around. as they head down this very, very dangerous place to go too wide. Cuckoo still on the brakes, pressuring Svi. Svi almost losing the rear end, but able to secure that P3. Oh, as we have quite the kerfuffle, as I believe Exus goes for a move on Eddie, and I think Svi might have made a mistake since he's dropped into P7. And yeah, oh my goodness, people off. I think that's Jedlin off into the background. Very, very close between all these drivers. Let's see who's the head of all of this pack. As I think Binding leads this train of 7 drivers. Cuckoo going for the move on Tomahawks. The 2 Nissan drivers fighting each other. And just behind as well, you got Exus and Fennec going too wide. Fennec taking the inside line. A bit of contact between Kunusek and Exus. Just behind as well, we have Ultimate K's and Shad going too wide. And I believe JD as well making a move on Jedlin in the background. Oh, and I believe that's Trouble spinning. Oh, and that's also... Oh, there's contact! Could that be a potential safety car? It looks like everyone's still going at full pace, so no safety car pulled out. But that was quite the impact. Cuckoo, I believe, having damage, staying out of everyone's way. But this pack up here, still incredibly close. JD defending from Jedlin. Jedlin going for the move down the inside. Can JD hold it around the outside? They're going to have the exit compared. They just don't have the momentum compared to Jedlin. Still too wide though. I think JD giving up the position to both Exevius and Jedlin. Drive up the grid. We have Fennec and Svi going too wide into the first corner. A bit of contact, a bit of paint rubbing between the 2 cars. As they head into the faster section, they're going to be wanting to go single file. We've seen some cars go double file, and that's ended quite upsetting for them. As Fido bringing his redemption. He was in P3, but I believe might have spun last or maybe 2 laps ago. Behind as well, there's a bit of movement on. There's contact between Max and Ultimate K's. Going too wide into the chicane. Somewhere you don't really want to be going too wide because it will compromise both of them, and it compromise both of them it has, as Jedlin trying to go for the move down the inside, and there's contact from behind. Exevius hitting the back of Jedlin there, now trying to make the run on Max. Too wide now with Max as they head into the final hairpin. Exevius taking away line, that's off goes Max, and Shadowhead also made a mistake. As Jedlin not getting the best of the exits, as Shad regains that position. Exevius now the one putting the pressure on Jedlin as Exevius goes a bit wide there. And I think that might... I don't know about that. Karlov, I'll let you decide if that was a commentator curse or not if you're watching. And Jedlin, though, you can see he's got the passion, but up ahead, got Binding on Tomahawks. saying that he doesn't like Donnington, but otherwise proving himself wrong. He's in P4 right now and fighting for that P3 position. Because I think my timing's just glitched a little. Check down the order. It looks like a lot of people spread, and I'll finally bring up that map. Further down the back, Ultimate K is making a move on Jedlin. Ultimate K is now very close to the back of a Shad. Down the cards, looks like Jedlin as well, wanting to get become a part of it. I can't forget the battle between Tomahawks and Binding. Svi also lurking in the background, so if these two battle a bit too much, that could easily allow Svi to join. But looking at the timings, it looks like he is then in fact gaining though over this lap. In the background, getting a very loosey-goosey rear, and Eddie and Kunisek very much on the verge of battle, making that sound like war. I did. As we head into these fast right, then left-hander. Still very close between Tomahawks and Binding. Seeing if I can grab as many battles as I can, as I think that is Eddie off into the gravel. That could also leave them susceptible to Trixer. Trixer gaining massive amount of time. Ultimate K is gaining massive amount of time on Shad. Further up, this two-way battle has turned into a three-way battle. I say Svi is now in the battle for P3. Further down, you can see Ultimate K's going down the inside of Shad. Shad on the outside, Ultimate K's on the inside. Shad's gone wide. I think that is going to be Ultimate K who's making that easy move up into P10. On board with Svi right now. You can see how close these drivers are to each other. It being lap 9 out of 46. There's quite a while still left to go, and these guys battling absolutely crazily. Be carrying a lot more momentum out the corner, could leave Binding compromised for a dive down the inside. Be thinking a better of it, deciding to try and look for an exit. Binding almost getting caught there after having a little mistake, but just able to park it on the apex. Looking further down the grid though, Ultimate K is very close to the back of Trixer. Porsche versus McLaren. Ultimate K's getting the exit, but there's nowhere to go after this section. Going to be hoping that Trixer gets a worse exit, and he has! Ultimate K's side by side now, coming through these next corners, easily getting Trixer as well. Shad, in fact, looking for a move on Trixer, able to get it. Trixer getting quite the horrendous exit out that corner. Looking up at the front, backed with our leaders. These two have been still close to each other the entire time. We also at one point having a 2-second lead, but that has closed by quite a bit. Matt's last lap being a 1:21.5. Veilside's only a 1:22.2. No wait, not only a 1:22, almost dead. So Matt's gaining 5/10 that lap, so Veilside could be under pressure. The current and new championship leader under pressure from Matt. Closest battle on track right now is these guys, and at least it's a three-way battle. But could this end in misery for both? Oh my god! As Svi gets touches the back of Binding, and his front gets turned, and that is going to be another mark on the sheet for the commentator's curse. As Svi pits in very early pit stop indeed. Still at the front, the leaders, the teammates, the rivals battling, still trying to get an edge on each other, as their last laps very similar. Maybe Veilside picking up the pace, realizing Matt has gained a chunk. Eddie looking for a move on Kunisek. Eddie's been quite close to Kunisek for quite a long time, but hasn't been able to make the overtake. And he goes a bit wide. That's going to compromise his exit a bit. He's got his teammate Ultimate K's just down the road from him. He's got to make sure not to make too many of those mistakes. K's being a driver, I believe, involved with a bit of an off earlier in the race, as I believe I'm just noting on the map. Yeah, no, it is Mats and Veilside still closer than ever. Finding in P4, still chasing that podium position. Whoa, and almost does it. As Tom Hawks went wide there, and Binding almost able to make a move thanks to it. We're seeing two sides of different cars. One which is a lot quicker through a corner, and one which is a lot quicker on the straights. Heading into this long right hand of the Mercedes, as I've been told, struggles through long corners, but Binding's making it look easy. Over back, Eddie has made the move, funny enough. Sorry for missing that, but yeah, Eddie making the move on Kunisek there. And now Ultimate K's also wanting a piece of that. Ultimate K is very close and looking for a dive, thinks better of it, slips back into the dirty air of Kunisek. You can see how much better they are on acceleration compared to the Nissan driver. As they head into the first corner, Ultimate K's still looking for that exit speed he needs, and that's JD off. You can see how close Ultimate K's is to the back of Kunisek. He's properly pressuring him to the max. Head on to the straight, where Ultimate K's might have a bit more of an edge on Kunisek. Through the chicane. Does it leave Kunisek vulnerable? Ultimate K is looking for a dive, committing to the dive. Kunisek giving him the inside space. And who's going to get the better exit? Kunisek on the outside, but that's going to turn onto the inside to the next hairpin. Ultimate K is now stuck on the outside, trying all the way around. Ever so slight contact, I believe. But Ultimate K is able to hang all the way around the outside and able to get the run out of the corner. Now he's going to have the inside to the first corner. And Kunisek unable to hang on like Ultimate K's did through those two corners. Ultimate K's up into P7. Binding and Tomahawk still as close as ever. Luckily haven't missed the overtake between these two. Binding still has the pace, but just unable to find a place to properly use it. Tomahawks though last lap getting ever so slightly marginally away from Binding. So whether Tomahawks is able to do that or not, it is we will see. Heading into the hairpin, both drivers single file, no one deciding to defend or dive bomb. As dust gets lifted, going off onto a bit of track that isn't properly used on that left side curb. Head into the next corner. Binding's going to be wanting to get as much as an exit as possible, but it doesn't look like they've carried as much speed as the Nissan. So as they head into the Bugatti S's, it's going to be Binding still on the hunt for Tomahawks and that P3 position. I think these drivers very much quicker at different points, and Binding unable to get by. Further back, we have Exevius versus Shad. Very close between the drivers here. Exevius looking for a move, but decides better of it. Trying to pressure Shad into a mistake. He's going a bit wide. Still looking the two marks, knowing that they need to maybe push forward a bit. Not battle too hard, since Max is just behind. This battle never stopping here. Tomahawk still defending from Binding, and Binding unable to find a way past. And still defending from Exevius. But yeah, so Tomahawks though doing a good job in P4. Binding, in P3, Binding wanting that podium position, and further behind in no man's land is Fennec, then Eddie, Ultimate Kaiser, Eddie's teammate, close behind, as well as Kunisek in PA, and Exevius. I was gonna say making the move on Shad, but Shad boxing, and maybe that wasn't a box. I think that might have been a drive-through for Shad. And something we have indeed missed, I do apologise for, is the move for P1, as Matt takes P1 and currently will be leading the championship. As Binding looking for a move down the inside. This is the opportunity he's been looking for. This is the opportunity that he is going to make. As he able to slot his way just ahead going into the next corner and is up into the podium positions. Tomahawks though still putting the pressure on as always. One mistake from Binding could easily lead to him losing that P3 that he worked so ever hard to get. As I believe they come up to a back marker of Exus. Whether this might provide a challenge, we'll see. Binding going semi-defensive into this corner here, fearing a dive from Tomahawks. Tomahawks taking the normal line. He just drank his apple juice. I think I might need to take a sip, please hydrate, man. going to regret that when it comes to the interview, and you're going to quote me back on that. But yeah, Binding though, still equal to his pace than when he was behind Tomahawks, I believe. Keeping his consistency up. Fixer versus Jedlin, 2 Porsche drivers, 2 different liveries. Jedlin properly putting the pressure on Fixer. Bit wide there. Jedlin unable to take any advantage out of that. But massively gaining on the entry into that corner and getting it stopped and able to keep his time. Through these first corners, Jedlin getting a mighty run. Could look for an opportunity to go down the inside, but it's going to be Trixer who defends the inside line. Jedlin looking for a switchback, but unable to get the power down as well as Trixer does. Trixer not defending this time, but Jedlin trying for a wider line to get a better exit. Still can't, but never mind, as Jedlin hits for, I'm guessing, new tyres, as we are starting to hit the halfway mark of the race. Never mind, that's a drive-through. Another drive-through. Dropping Jedlin to P13. Oh, and just up front, it's got quite exciting quite quickly. Tomahawks making the move on Binding, and Binding also being attacked by Fennec, and just... Oh, wait, hang on. No, those are back markers. And heading into the first corner, Binding pushing. You can see all of these cars absolutely battling. We have 2 battles in one, I believe, as they head down into this corner. And yeah, so I believe Cuckoo being a back marker there. And yeah, so I believe just behind Binding is Binding's teammate, which I believe... Where are they? Oh, I don't even know where they are. Head into next corners. Binding very much trying to push and get that P3 back, as that's a mistake from the back marker of, I believe, Shad. Heading into the next corner. Binding really wanting that P3 back. Then in the course a bit too much there, touching the grass, the most unrecommended thing I can think of in this game. As I think, is Veilside pitted or taking a drive-through? Because Veilside leaving the pit lane in P6 now. Binding, you can see he had that original pace to overtake him, but only through opportunity was he able to. And he's going to try and make an opportunity though. Fennec, 2 seconds behind this pack as well, so if these two battle a bit too hard, could end in calamity. Chad versus Cuckoo in the background. These two back markers, we saw them not trying to give an inch, and there's contact. Is there contact? There's desync as the cars collide, and I guarantee they didn't collide on either of their screens. That looks very, very buggy. Is Matt into the pits? Followed by Binding. Leaving the pit lane. Where does Matt come out? Just ahead of Veilside, to neither driver gaining too much time on each other. I think, in fact, Matt's maybe gaining a bit on them. Matt's coming out in quite some traffic. If I can get it. Here it is. And maybe not. But for what I do know is Tomahawks has stayed out. Binding has stayed in. And it looks like Binding maybe only pitting for fuel there. The Tomahawks staying till lap 25. It's over halfway now, so the pit window is going to be closing unless he's going to be going for extra long on those tyres. Heading into the final corner, what does he do? Does he fend off the undercut from Binding? No, he does not. I think he wants that open air. I think Fennec as well thinking the same thing. Behind Matt has made his pit stop. There's got Chad, I believe. Is that Chad? Yeah, Chad to get the way out of, and that's not going to be what Matt wants to see. I think Chad is a blue flag in front, and Matt is going to be wanting to make the overtake on this back marker. Chad, I believe, not probably listening to blue flags. As Veilside goes over the course, and yeah, gives all that time back to Matt. Yeah, extremely weird there, and I think Veilside maybe ducking out of the way, not expecting them to be. I wonder if Shad's glitched because he's racing as if he's racing the other drivers and it isn't blue flags. Maybe on my screen he's glitched, but who knows? Wait, Matt's still on the battle. Trying to make the move past Shad. This corner, Shad properly slowing him up. This has allowed Veilside to massively gain. As we see Matt's try to lunge down the inside, but nothing of it comes. And this allows Veilside to just keep on making moves. As we see Matt's dive down the inside. Shad absolutely going wide there. That's also let Veilside come back into this race for what is P1 as it stands. Matt versus Fennec now. Matt has boxed. Fennec not obliged to actually let Matt by. But there's a bit of contact between, a bit of rubbing, and I think Fennec has been pushed out wide. I don't think Fennec's going to be too happy about that one bit. We look to our current leader, still doing their fastest laps. But cutting the corner bit there, that's not going to be healthy for the track limits investigations later. The Mats and Vilside gaining from a distance, as I believe we're seeing another car box of Fennec. Fennec now choosing to box, and Binding as well choosing to box. I don't know why Binding is boxing again, but he was in a battle with Tomahawks, and that could be his battle now over for that P3 position. Coming into the corner, we see P1, P2, P3. But Matt right now, being the one leading, has done his pit stop, as well as Vilside behind. Two teammates very much ruling the constructors. But when it comes to championship points, they are oh so close. As Tomahawks, if I can get him, Tomahawks pits. And looking at where Binding is Binding going to be able to make a move? Ultimate K is also hitting. Where is Binding going to come out? Is he going to be able to jump Tomahawks? And he has been jumped by Binding. By quite a margin as well. Tomahawks must have had some damage there or something. But he comes out in the battle between no, that is actually Svi and I don't know. Well, Svi is now part of this battle between Svi and Tomahawks, and is getting also very close and welcoming. Tomahawks defending that inside line. Svi trying the outside. You never normally see a move go here, and Svi getting a bit pushed out there by Tomahawks. But I don't think Svi is going to be one to give up. Still on the back. You can see Cuckoo in the background. A back marker, unfortunately. Did him come into the hairpin. What is Svi going to do? Is Svi going to look for a lunge? He does not. Just up ahead as well, it's Judlin versus Trixer, so gotta keep my eye on that. But this battle right here is extremely close, and Fennec in the background is gonna make it closer. You can see Svi properly finding the limit of his car and pushing. He's going to be wanting that P9 position. He needs that P9 position for points. In fact, let's have a look at the points standing as it stands. That felt weird, me saying the words. Yeah. Svi not having the best of the right one. Yeah, not having the best of the league currently in some of the bottom positions. So these point paying positions could be quite beneficial to him. Whoa, as he spun. And I think that might be another commentator's curse. How many commentators curses have I done? I think I've done 5 in one race. Oh god. Mats has quite the gap on Veal's side, but 5/10 slower, but with, I think, yes, 13 laps remaining. If Veal's side doesn't get even quicker than he already is, he's not going to be able to gain. Going a bit wide there. Any more battles on track? Yes, Tomahawks versus Fennec versus Jedlin. This battle still taking place. Tomahawks very much chasing down this group. Behind the back marker of Exus, has the perfect view of it. Both cars go a bit wide, but Tomahawk's able to get a better run, not going as wide as Jedlin, and able to get into that P7 position. And Fennec just behind as well is going to be wanting to find some of that pace. Now, not Svi, Fennec being the aggressor, wanting to take that move from Jedlin and demote him even further down the pack. As we've got now Cuckoo as our cameraman. Oh, getting a proper nice run out of there, Cuckoo did. Just unable to provide it, and in fact getting a really going really wide. Fennec does. I think Fennec having the overall pace over Jedlin. Did a 1:22.7 last lap. Jedlin only doing a 1:24.2. So getting over a second a lap, and I think Cuckoo quite annoyed that they're a back marker in this whole scenario, considering that it looks that they have the pace. As Fennec goes down the inside, able to plant it on the apex, able to get the momentum out the corner, and Jedlin just not able to respond to that. as Cuckoo gets alongside them, I believe wanting to unlap themselves. As Kunisek in the pits. And leaving the pits now. Where are they going to come out? Are they going to come out ahead of Svi? They do. Have a look. What are the closest battles on track? I think the closest battle right now is for P3. And Exevius being the one to try and hold on to it. Check anyone else just in case. Don't want to miss any overtakes. Want to get you all the action. Svi is gaining on Kunisek. Kunisek doing a 1:29 that lap, though it was their out lap. Svi doing a 1:23. He showed in qualifying he has the pace, he has the understanding of the track, but he just needs to hopefully keep it on track a bit more. Just keep that absolute beast of Porsche on the black stuff. So here we are on board with our leader. There we go. 13 seconds ahead their closest rival Veilside. Not only in this race but also in the championship. And with 8, no, 6, yeah, no, I was right the first time. 8 laps remaining. Matt is looking absolutely unstoppable. The only person on the grid right now doing 120s. And is going to be trying to, as I think that's Svi, off into the grass. As we see a Shad box. Never mind, I think that might be in a drive-through. Luckily though, that not affecting him. Everyone though still in the race. I've got to give credit to everyone so far, all in points paying positions as well. As Exevius pits. I wonder where is Exevius going to come out of. This flagpole's been waved, but I think he might still be filling up the car. Gonna get overtaken by Eddie. The Trouble come around the final corner, but Trouble can't get him in time. As the boxes again, Exevius comes out in P12. This is why I need some Red Bull to keep me up a bit. always end up going so early on Monday. No. As I think Tomahawks still quite close to binding, gained quite a bit on him over the current laps, and only 4 seconds separated them when originally only 12 did. So I wonder, has Tomahawks picked better tyres, and has Binding decided to stay on old ones? Binding's a previous lap a 1:22.6 and Tomahawks a 1:21.9, so gaining about 7 tenths that lap on Tomahawks, on Binding, sorry, and he is out by 3 seconds. So if he keeps this up every lap, we would see a battle between Tomahawks and Binding towards the later laps. And we see that the move for Kunisek on Trixer. Trixer not giving up any position. I mean, Trixer giving up the position and letting Mats by. Head to this camera just to give a sense of how close. In fact, I can't. Kunisek and wait, why did it say it was these two? Oh, they are close. That's why. As Kunisek and Ultimate K's are close on track. Kunisek letting Mats by. Question is when is Ultimate K's gonna let Mats by, and will Kunisek use Mats as a way to get by? Ultimate K's is just keeping the gap. Holding on, maybe might be able to hold on to that P9. Last lap Tomahawks did a 1:22 and Binding doing a 1:22.8. Still losing time to Tomahawks he is. And I think the pressure is going to be coming down. He's in Tomahawks' vision. Did a 1:22.5 last, and Tomahawks doing a 1:21.7. We've got a battle on our hands. Looking further back, we've got some other drivers battling it out. Eddie versus Max. Eddie staying behind Max just for that corner, and fact looks for the move there. Very, very close and coming into the fastest sector. Does Eddie look for a move? Does he look for a dive going into this next corner? No, he doesn't. He stays behind and trying to get a better exit off this corner. Max defending with everything they've got, but will it be enough as we head into the next bunch of corners? A lot of flowing corners here. And Eddie gonna be trying to blow his way by Max as soon as possible. The Mats in the background overtaking Ultimate K, well, lapping Ultimate K's, and we'll be lapping these two in a sec. Eddie goes down the inside, and they're almost 3 wide. Mats almost getting involved there, and Eddie finding enough using Mats as a way to get by Max there. Ultimate K's now the aggressor on Max. We have a Dragon Ball sandwich as they're very close. Oh, and Max pushes Ultimate K's off into the grass. Ultimate K's not hindered one bit. Looking for the move, looking around the outside. He's being pushed off again. I believe. Oh, and there's contact. Ultimate K is not going to be too happy about those bits of contact there. Got back on board. You can see Tomahawks has gained quite a bit on binding. Again, gaining 8/10 that lap. Hoping that their teammate or the person subbed in for their teammate hopefully allowed them by easily. And they do. Yeah, Tomahawks is going to be wanting to push and hope that Binding doesn't have too much left in the tank to push with. But further back, it's Max versus Kunisek. Too wide, well, almost too wide they go. In fact, now almost too wide. Kunisek getting very close to the back of Max. Both cars going quite wide there. Deck all over the back, getting the better run out the corner. Too wide now into the chicane. Deck later of the breakers are still too wide. A bit of contact as Max gives the squeeze. And Kunisek looking for a move down the inside. And I think that's Max who's actually given him the space. And in fact compromised herself a bit. Kunisek into P7. Behind them we have Trouble versus Jedlin. Closer, further towards the front. We've been predicting this battle from a couple of laps back, and that's Binding, I believe, just letting Tomahawks by, knowing that he might be on better tyres, knowing that there's no point in fighting, especially and not far down the road is also Fennec. Back to the battle between Jedlin and Trouble. Trouble trying to bring his best form in. But someone, never mind. They're back with Trouble versus Jedlin. Jedlin defending, going right, but then deciding to go left. But Trouble's already got the inside line. And who's going to be able to hold it? Looks like contact. There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Jedlin is going to have that inside line into the hairpin. But Trouble fending Jedlin off. And able to put his car up into P9. Yeah, Trouble able to get the better exit there and taking a bit of a diagonal line. I don't think Jedlin might be too pleased about, but definitely I believe a legal move. Over back, we have the likes of Ultimate K's and Trixer. These two, I believe, the two closest on track. Unless I check. Tomahawks and Binding are very much too wide. It is, yeah, Wait, no. Oh, that was their teammate. Oh, I got scared for a sec. I was like, oh. As Binding pits. And Fennec able to take P4. That's not how a McLaren's supposed to look. Anyway, further down, it's Trouble, Jurdlin, and just behind them is Xevious, but it's going to be Matt to cross the line to win round 5. Veilside not far behind. Tombox still on a lap, as we see a lot of people start to finish. Jurdlin able to hold on from Xevious just behind, who's getting through the last couple laps. But Tomahawks, as long as he doesn't make too many mistakes, he's going to be able to take a P3. Coming through the second last corner, now into the final one. It's going to be a P3 for Tomahawks, rounding the final corner. P3, and a very hard battle to get that. Fennec as well, taking the P4, and Binding, I believe, having a drive through and taking P5. Eddie next across the line in P6, and Kunisek, I believe, across the line, and then Svi to finish it off. Yeah, line. So it's going to be Matt taking the win, and I believe also taking the fastest lap of the race, just ever so slightly marginally ahead of their teammate, rival, and dual front sitter, Veilside. Tomahawks P3, a very hard battle between Fennec and Binding for that P3 position. And Svi also getting a bit in there towards the start. So, Fennec P4, Binding in P5, Eddie P6, Kunisek P7, Max in P8, Trouble P9, Jed in P10, Xevious P11, Ultimate K is P12, Quickstep P13, Chad P14, Cuckoo P15, B P16, Exus P17, JD in P18. So as we head into the interviews, I will quickly just update this one, because in the matter of me commentating, we've not got one, no, not two, not three, not four, but 5 commentators' curses, and that goes up to 21. So hopefully I'm gonna get ready for some interviews in a sec, and hopefully see you guys in a bit. Hello, Veilside. Oh, hello, Veilside, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, I think, yeah, I can hear you now, I'll just... But yeah. Quite a quite a close race at the start between you and Matt. Very, very close indeed, especially in qualifying too. What was your strategy for tonight?
Well, just change the tires and push as much as I could. I know he's fast as well. I didn't know about the other guys, so I had a good setup for qual and race. So yeah.
So when at the start when lining up, I believe you qualified. Was it you and P1 who qualified? I'm pretty sure. Just able to.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Was did that potentially give you some hope? Because Matt's having quite the season so far. Did you have some hope to potentially bring the fight to him, especially through the first couple of laps, or did you expect that he might potentially put the power on a bit later?
Well, I knew it's on this track is really hard to overtake, so I was trying to not make a lot of mistakes, which I did, unfortunately. I've got the chicane way too many times. I got a drive-through as well, so not a great race. It's still not bad as well. I mean, for second place is fine.
Yeah, that was something I was going to mention. It seemed like across the entire race, a lot of people, I was trying to work out who was pitting and who was taking drive-throughs, because a lot of people seem to be getting some drive-throughs, I think mainly going across the chicane, as you said. Do you think the track limits were a bit too harsh, especially for AMS2 at least?
I have trouble always on that chicane. I don't think that the track limits are that rough. We trying to get it like as fast as we can. So I saw Mats got to drive through as well. I was hoping I can overtake him, but like he was fast in the pit. So.
Well, yeah, with 2 races remaining, it's Kansai Classic, Bar, 2 quite iconic tracks. I've got to say, which one are you looking forward to the most?
I don't know, to be honest. I find both tricky. It's gonna be hard at Spa because I know it's gonna rain as well. I don't know. I think I don't like Suzuka that much. I prefer Spa, so I'm looking for more like Spa than Suzuka.
Okay. Yeah. Congratulations though on your second place podium, and well, hopefully next week you might have the jump on Matt. I think you guys are very, very close right now on the standings, especially since you're a teammate. In fact, one thing I do want to ask is him being your teammate, but not only your teammate but your rival. Are you still very when it comes to trying to overtake him, are you still trying to overtake him, or are you still looking for those team points?
Oh, I'm not looking for the team points. I want to win. So yeah, I mean, he's my teammate for the team championship. He's my rival for the driver points. So yeah, he's like any other driver, and he's, I think, one of the fastest. So.
Oh yeah, thanks for hopefully then I'm now happy that you're gonna be fighting him, hopefully, and yeah, hopefully we can see you battle him next week or the week after to potentially regain your championship lead.
Yeah, hope so.
Yeah, so yeah, congratulations on the podium, and yeah, hope to see you next week at Kansai.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Let's see who else is there. We've got a Cuckoo, a Svi, a Binding, an Eddie, a Fennec, a Shad, and Rubble. See who finished higher. Let's bring in. Oh well, I think I'll bring in the package later. But let's bring in Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Actually, no. Fennec finished higher. Sorry, Eddie. I'm bringing in Fennec.
Oh,
Hello,
this was
hello.
somewhat unexpected. Hello.
Yeah,
How are you?
unfortunately, the unexpected is going to happen when it comes to me in interviews.
All
But
right.
yeah, a good race for you, though. I believe finishing P4, P5,
Yep, that's correct. P4.
P4. Yeah. So looking at my main question by far is going to be looking at all the different people times. Sorry, looking at all the different times that people box for drive-throughs. How did you think the track limits were on the track? Especially, I heard through the first chicane. Not the first chicane, just the chicane.
Um, I thought they were generally pretty fine. I mean, I was being quite careful anyway. I got a couple early on, one on the chicane, one on the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. And then from there was just quite careful, especially with the white lines, just in case I get picked for the thing. Because I was having occasional throttle sticks through corners where it was like giving me 20-30% throttle, like mid-corner or sometimes in the braking, and it was making it a bit sometimes it would be hard to make corners, sometimes it would try and oversteer and kill me. So managed to avoid dying at any point, and I was just being a bit careful so that I didn't get any track limits unintentionally because of throttle sticking. So for me, I think it wasn't quite as bad as other people.
Towards the end as well, what was your reaction when you saw Binding taking his drive through and you were able to just slip in front to take his fourth/fifth place away from him?
Um, it was a bit unfortunate for Binding, I have to be honest, but it was nice because I think if I hadn't had throttle sticking, I could have pushed a bit more. I could have preserved the tires a bit better in the first stint, and I probably would have been battling with him. So just nice to get the position, even if it is a bit disappointing on the Binding side.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially as it might have cost him 2 positions, because I think he might have fought a bit harder against Honda if he didn't have it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think you were probably the biggest cameraman tonight. I think for most of the battles you were
I'm not
hanging
surprised.
you were hanging behind most cars going too wide. And yeah, so first of all, thank you for being the epic cameraman. Also
No
for the
problem.
next two races, it's Kanzai, aka Suzuka, and I believe 1993 Spa. Oh, my voice, Spa. Which one of those are you looking forward to the most? Considering that Spa is like rain. I don't know if it's raining.
Oh, balls. I forgot about that. I'm looking forward to Kansai, so Suzuka more anyway. It's a track I quite like. I think the car should be pretty decent at it. So, yeah, looking forward to that one. I think the Porsches might be a bit hard to get past on that track. They might be pretty dominant, but it brings the Porsches in line with the Mercedes in that track. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. My final question, compared to Le Mans, what was the difference between all the cars? Was it very similar? Because looking at qualifying, it looked like it was the two McLarens at the front, then it was I believe Porsche, no, a Mercedes, then a Porsche, then a Nissan. No, I think somewhere like that.
I would say this track so far has been the most balanced with all of the cars. There was a bit of everything for each car. I think everyone behind the first two was just their skill, essentially. Everyone else having skill issues in comparison. So, yeah. Cars are pretty even on this track, so it's quite nice. Made good battling as well, actually.
Alright, well, hopefully you can have a good position as well in the next upcoming races. So yeah, hopefully see you next week.
See you next week. have nice interviews and
Unless you
enjoy
want to
your-
help me with the interviews, which I actually wouldn't say no to if you're up for it.
Go on then.
Oh, thank God.
never done
I've been asking around. I've been sending messages. I even sent a message to someone who doesn't even watch. All right. Well then, in that case,
As your motto will help you.
who should we bring in next?
Well, Svi says don't drag on his name, so either don't or do to piss him off. I'd say probably don't.
I think I think a good combo that we should bring in is coup and binding. 2 in 1. Aye.
Yeah, if you think it's going to be interesting, then go ahead.
Bring them in.
Oh God, I've been kidnapped. Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Donnington is a bitch. I hate everything about it. Fennec banned. Get out of my way so I can get fourth. Tomba.
I mean, if you want to swap places,
What do you mean I was
then
behind you for most
by
of the
all
race?
means.
Look. I'm not the one who obliterated Exus, all right? I know, Mia. Don't. I know it's not your fault, but still.
I was gonna say, for a person who's moaning a lot about the track, still getting P5 is was it P5 or P6?
P5.
P5. Getting P5 is still a really decent position for someone who's gone.
It's better than what I was expecting. However, I am still so upset right now.
Yeah, just getting that P3 dragged away from you.
Yeah.
I do want to say congratulations to both of you on qualifying. You were
Oh,
both extremely good at
Yeah, it's
qualifying.
just it's a shame I couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, your pace was good. It seems like
I had
Donnington's a strong
the
track for you.
best launch to the race I could have possibly had. I spent like literally the entire formation lap warming up my brakes so that I knew I could go for the dive down the inside, and then sure enough binding open the door into turn 1, and I was like, thank you very much, straight through.
You have to remember, I'm trying to die in lap 1. That's generally my strategy, and it's been paying off so far.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when looking at both of you were lined up on the second row together of the formation lap, I thought to myself, this is gonna get spicy. I just wasn't expecting it to
Yeah.
get that spicy with Cuckoo,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it got spicy with Svi for me instead of binding.
And then I just kind of drove past. And then Tomba happened. We didn't do
And
it.
then I went into the pits for like 3,000 years.
I only had a 10-second pit stop because I only added like 18 liters of fuel to my car.
Mine was
that
like over a minute.
Hold on, you could do it with only adding 18 liters of fuel to the car.
Okay, so what I did is I don't know if it was specifically 18 liters or it was a low amount. It was around, I want to say, 8 laps of fuel.
I only
I had
put
a
19
full
in.
tank. I had a full tank. Drove to around just over halfway, couple laps after my first drive through. Then I pitted for the couple of liters of fuel. I did have to do a bit of fuel saving, but I did make it in the end.
I believe also the Mercedes has better fuel consumption than the McLaren does.
Yeah, it's because of a McLaren. I'm not
Uh,
surprised. I don't know where that came from.
Something
I
that
don't even
I've
see
heard.
McLarens.
I both refueled and changed tyres, and you came in the pits after me and
Yeah, I
exited
saw.
long before.
I
I
was
decided
expecting...
to slap on the softs when I did my other pit stop, because I didn't care at that point, and then I just started unlapping myself. I'd been being nice and not unlapping myself until then, but I got tired of. I would cruise up to the back of people and then just sit behind them.
Yeah, you did that with
And
me
I'm
for a
thinking,
while.
oh my god, I could
And then
go
I-
so much faster than this.
My entire
You did that
race
with
was
me
sitting
for a
behind
while,
stuff.
and then I entered the grass for a couple of seconds.
Finding I have
I forgot who it was, but yeah, I got past and then just dropped them.
funny. I've been asked to ask you
it's Andrew
how
Nico.
ready is for Wednesday is the perfect.
It's fucking Andrew. I'm gonna kill Andrew. One moment, please. Okay, let's see here. DMs,
Tokugawa,
Andrew.
yep, that sounds like Andrew.
Yep. Yeah, something I've also got to mention
I
is
failed Andrew. I
the
failed Andrew. Come back.
the status of I despise Donnington with all my heart. Now, what I find
That
quite
has not
ironic
changed.
is Shad in the
That's-
Ready for Interview as well has Donnington in the bin, and then by far my favourite one is Eddie's with "I did it."
Matt, he did it. He did do it.
I don't know what he
indeed
did.
finish the race, which
yeah,
wasn't,
he did it.
it wasn't looking like he was going to start it to begin with.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that no, my status has not changed. I still fucking despise this track. I don't care that I nearly got a podium. That's besides the point.
Unfulfilled potential for me. I definitely had the pace to probably hang on to that third, and didn't happen.
Well, Kansai's next week, and I think the Nissan will definitely
just
have
say
some
Suzuka.
fun. I wouldn't say that much on the Mercedes part since it is full of long corners, and I think
I
you've
mean,
mentioned a lot of times that it
I was going to
struggles.
say the early bit of the race here. Actually, I could when I was going through the penultimate hairpin, I could actually, as I was coming out of it, I could see Binding and Tomba coming down there. So I sort of had a gauge on what my pace was, and they were in the same place lap after lap after lap. So I knew I was lapping as quick as they were, which is just frustrating that I was doing it in like 18th or something.
Yeah, as much
Yeah,
as
no,
Donington is quite a despised track from the sounds of it.
Specifically
It
for
definitely
me.
brings some close racing, and it definitely
I
levels off
like
the
it.
BOP.
I like it, and I had genuine pace here, but it just I had that incident with Svi early on. Killed
Yeah.
my suspension.
And yeah, something I also wanted to mention is unfortunately, of course, you being a back marker and you seeing a lot of battling in front of you. How frustrating was it to try and uh what's the word, underlap yourself?
Unlap.
Unlap.
Unlap. Oh my god, it's the
Lismo,
most simple
you
word
absolute-
ever.
Yeah, I decided to be nice
that,
at
you know, might
first,
be
and then I sort of stopped caring and decided to just start going for it. And I would cruise. I honestly, instead of hanging back, I was just getting right up people's ass,
And
And
also,
letting them know the moment you make a mistake, I'm gone.
well, would you, if Max Verstappen crashed out in a race, would you call him a back marker if he was in like 17th recovering?
That's
Because
a
I don't think you'd call him a back marker, but you call Cuckoo a back marker.
He would.
that's a flattering description.
Max Verstappen would still somehow win the race from 17th. Okay.
That is true. That is true.
Well, maybe not with
Max
Lando
Verstappen-
Norris now, but
Okay, replace Max's Red Bull with like a fucking Haas, and then you've got Cuckoo here. Is that an apt description? Would you say, Cuckoo?
you dissing the Nissan? Is that what I'm hearing? I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
The Nissan that
Reason.
bodied you in turn 1, yeah?
The Nissan got absolutely murdered by Svi. Yes.
All right. Well, we still got 3 people in the ready for interview, so unfortunately, I do have to let you guys go. But hopefully, we will see you next week. For
Like,
the
We're gonna go and have a group cry session now.
Am I gonna get BOP'd next season? Because I feel like I'm gonna get BOP'd next season.
oh,
Maybe into the Porsche.
your name
that
might
level.
come up. Your name might come up.
Considering, I swear this is the exact same that happened in my Syndicate Radical League. Shit beginning, casually ascending to godhood in the second half, and I don't even understand how. What changed?
Yeah.
Anyways,
So yeah, we will have to catch you guys next week, and hopefully Binding can have a worse race and Cook it. I'm kidding. Of course, Binding, we're always hoping that you can get that podium, and Coco,
One
hopefully you can bring the pace for the race. And that was alright. Yeah, we'll see.
Ain't got shit.
But yeah, see you guys next week.
See you then.
Yeah.
We have 3 people remaining. Trouble, Eddie, Shad. So who?
I believe it's Eddie. Of those 3.
Let's bring in Eddie. Hello, Eddie.
Hello.
Quite the race and quite the battles we caught with you. in your very yellow McLaren, and yeah, so
on.
battling with, I believe,
Is it still yellow or is it supposed to be black again?
it is supposed to be black, but we didn't update the livery mod, so it's still yellow.
Aye.
Joke's on you. I didn't joke it. I didn't update it for the last race, so
Some
mine's back to being the correct one.
That's it. I'm bringing this up in the stewards meeting on Thursday.
You don't have a leg to stand on. You didn't update it for this one.
But yeah, quite some good battles. Talk us through your race tonight.
And I had some issues before starting the race, but for quali I managed to get 10th, I think, or 11th, and ending up 6th. It's not that bad.
They are getting improved by like 4 positions, and I believe jumping a couple people on the pit stops, as well as some people getting a lot of drive-throughs. How did you struggle with track limits?
Had the last strike before the drive-through, so
Ooh.
the last laps were a bit on the edge.
Yeah.
But I managed not to get a drive-through, so still happy.
A lot of people suffering from driver. I think one driver got 2 or 3, if I remember. But they will not be named. Just check the stream back. That's how you plug it. But yeah, no. Altogether though, an amazing race. From the start, you're right in the middle of the pack. What was your strategy to try and carve your way through at the start and try to stay alive?
Being as calm as possible, not to rear-end someone, and not to be rear-ended. I avoided a couple of crashes that happened in the middle of the track, and all went good.
Yeah. Well, 2 more races left on the calendar. Kansai and Bar. Which one are you looking forward to the most in your yellow, hopefully next week, black McLaren?
As far as I hate Kansai. But I
Really?
enjoyed I don't like that much Kansai.
Is it all due to that last chicane?
At least driving on it, but
It is the classic edition as well, so that it does have that weird last chicane too.
yeah, the last chicane is the worst thing ever created.
I will say, I like the track, but that chicane is bad.
And
Oh.
I quite like the track, but I'm not going on it, so I don't like it.
Something
but
that's
I really love the Donnington Park.
That's something I do have to.
One of my favorite tracks.
Something I do have to ask just before we let you go as well, and I spent questions. Is your status? What did you do? Because your status is I did it.
Because I didn't crash on the third corner. My status before was hoping to not finish the race after the third corner, and I did it.
Yeah, well,
unlike last race.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you next week for what will be sounds like torture for you and your McLaren in that Kansai. Hopefully we'll still see you.
My PC lets me.
Yeah, that too, of course. Hopefully, your PC gets a bit better.
Yeah, right now I have one USB that functions, and I have everything plugged on a hub plugged in it.
Wait,
so
how are your headphones plugged into like the? Because do you not have USB headphones then? You're only able to use your controller, right?
I have a really big hub.
Oh, okay.
So I can use pretty much everything, but everything in one USB port, and
so as soon as that USB port
everything can blow up in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we will catch you hopefully next week then.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
We think the next person we need to bring in is gonna be, purely due to the fact that I like trouble waiting, is Shad. Bring Shad in.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Sorry, sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Yeah, it's fine.
My first question has got to be, what's your opinion on Donnington, track limit wise?
Um, See, I got like 2 drive-throughs. It's not fun. It's not fun. I think I raced it here before. I got 2 drive-throughs again, so it's a theme.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Donnington definitely, especially through that chicane, is probably really strict. I mean, compared to, you would compare it to a lot of other AMS tracks where you can go as wide as possible and not get a track limit cut, and then you got Donnington, which is as strict as can be. But altogether, though, I believe finishing P14.
Uh,
Yeah, tell us how your race went.
it was best. I think it's the best as I could do. I did not have much practice at all. Locked up quite a lot during the race. Was forced to pit for drive-throughs and new tires. Binding did pretty well. 5th.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Something I've also got to mention is I think there was a kerfuffle of cars, and I think you were in it as a backmarker, but I believe you were also battling another car while
Yeah.
other cars were battling. What was going through your mind then? Because that just looked like absolute craziness.
It was carnage. I think it happened quite a few times. Which lap was it? I don't actually know which lap.
That is a really good. I think it was I think lap around the 26s and 20, or maybe 30.
I think, yeah, it was more or less like try not to get in the way of, because I was lapped. I was trying not to get in the way of the leaders, and then trying to keep the other car behind. But it was quite chaotic. I even noticed much earlier on, lap 2 or 3 or something, someone made a mistake ahead, and it was chaos. There was like 6 cars all over the place.
Yeah, I think that was Svi, I believe Svi in a Porsche.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Someone went off. It was like 6, 7 cars all over the place. So
Yeah, with 2 rounds left. Well, Kansai and Spa. What are you looking forward to the most?
Spa, well, both should not be that bad for the Mercedes. I don't think. Monza should be no, not Monza. I'm thinking of something else. Spa should actually not be that bad. Long straights. Should suit the Mercedes. Kansai, well, we're going classic. That final chicane might not be very fun.
Yeah,
I think Spa's probably the best chance we have.
Yeah, I do want to mention that something before you lock in that answer. You do Spa, I believe, is going to be having rain conditions throughout the entirety of it.
Oh god.
So would that change your?
Yeah, maybe let's change that. Maybe let's change that to Kansai then.
Yeah, because I mean, these cars already, especially watching a lot of people race on Donnington, their rears can come out so easily. And
Yeah, it was pretty much fighting with the rears through the whole final sector. Like, I had no grip at the rears, no grip at the fronts. It was chaos.
And yeah, to add, and then of course to add to insult, we've got not light rain like in Le Mans, but I believe we have normal heavy rain. So
Yeah, it says medium rain.
well, sorry, yeah,
I
medium
would
rain.
say the light rain on Le Mans was relatively heavy.
Yeah. I actually
Full
not
light
racing
rain,
Le
that
Mans.
is. But
Yeah,
it was.
I've not raced Le Mans, so
I'm
I
not
don't
going to
know how
comment
the
because I
weather's gonna
managed to
be.
screw up the strategy so badly that I was dead last by about a minute.
Yeah.
It was not a good race for me.
Well, it's gonna
Yeah.
be the first wet race for me. Yeah, it will be the first
Oh,
wet race for me.
really?
Yeah, I'd not raced at Le Mans or Spielberg.
This is good. This is going to be quite the quite an interesting. Maybe we'll be able to push some performance out.
Yeah, normally at the end of the season I come up with a decent result or two.
Um. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you pushing your way up towards the top 10, getting some good positions.
Yeah,
And,
hopefully I return back to form.
yeah, hopefully.
I do have a question.
Oh, go for it. Go. Sorry. Go for it.
When Nismo asked you one of the first questions, you said you hadn't done a lot of practice. In this
Yeah.
case, how much is not a lot of practice? Because depending on who we ask, it varies a lot. It's always interesting to see how much people practice and how much it varies. So
I'm gonna have to maybe say 2 laps.
Okay.
okay. So that's my level of not a lot of practice.
Yeah, I don't really do a lot of practice. So
I
it's
think.
like
Whereas I believe we've had people on record saying half an hour is not a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
for some people, myself, Trouble, possibly yourself, for example,
Yeah.
that would be a lot of practice.
I normally do like half an hour practice. I just do not find time to get any practice in for Donnington.
And is
Trouble.
this in the practice session before qualifying, or is this in your own
No,
time?
in my own time. Normally I get back just before practice ends, I think. So that kind
Okay.
of hinders me. But
Yeah, I never really do any prior to practice, and then I'll do normally 15 minutes, maybe
yeah,
30 max in the session before.
yeah. Well, I think it was Hockenheim I did the most practice. That was, I think, like half an hour to 45 minutes or something. Because I saw like um, fuel strategies. I was trying to play around with that to see if I can make the fuel last all the way to the end. I'd not managed to, but it was worth a try.
Yeah, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly, that track was quite hard to do.
yeah. I was trying because I think it was pre-season races. There was a note that I think it was Mats or someone. They were able to make the fuel last all the
Gillish
way to
and
the end.
Evergreen.
Yeah, Gillish. I was trying to do that. It did not work, but it was worth a try. I got very, very close, I think.
Nice to.
Yeah.
Think that were it for the interview. So yeah, good talking to you about your race, and hopefully we'll see some more pace come out in the next coming 2 races. You can
Oh,
hopefully
yeah, I really hope.
battle with, I believe you're tied on points with Scuderia Condor. I think after this you might be ahead actually if the points haven't been updated. And I think very close to Eddie as well, and Max, who I think Max will probably be your rival of these last 2 races.
Yeah, we were quite close for most of the race until I made blunders on strategy and made my own mistakes.
Yeah.
We
Alright.
should be pretty close going forward.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, been great talking to you, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right.
See ya. Alright, yeah, and that leads us to the debrief, as it were. Yeah, quite an interesting race. A lot of carnage. Drivers being taken out. Almost a very close safety car. And
Almost, yeah. Seems
co-
like Donnington's a very hit and miss track, depending on who you ask. So
yeah,
made it
and
quite interesting, didn't it?
we have in fact reached a new season record for most commentator curses in one round. And that is 5.
I'm definitely watching it back then.
Do you want to take a guess on who I commentator cursed?
Ooh.
It's
Let's see.
5
I'm gonna
commentator curses,
say
4 people.
4 people. So you
Hmm.
commentator cursed someone twice.
Yes, and they are going to hate me.
I'm going to say Binding is one of them.
No. But surprisingly,
No.
no. Yeah, I would have expected that as well.
Interesting. Who else? Svi?
Yes.
All right. Case?
Yes, K's as well. You're getting them bang on the head.
Ooh, who else? Need to think what else happens in the race, but from my perspective, hard to tell.
Do you want me to give
I'm
you
going to
the...
say Cuckoo.
No. Do you
No?
want me to
Alright.
give you the last 2 or...
Yeah, go on.
Alright, it's Exevius and Veal side. And
Veil side.
and
How would you have commentator cursed him?
not during the race, I believe during qualifying.
Okay.
So
That makes a bit more sense.
I think I also commentated K's during qualifying as well. And Svi, I think I commentated Curse twice during the race. So make that
He
make
entered
that
the
what
pits
you
a
will.
couple of times, so a couple of opportunities for you to have done it.
Yeah, so looking at the commentators Curse championship, it's well, it's got a lot closer, let's put it this way. Svi has jumped up from joint 3rd place to joint 1st with Exus, with both having 3 commentator curses. And tied for 2nd now is Ellie and Vealside, both with 2. And tied for 3rd is Trouble, Jedlin, Matt, Dimitrov, Shad, Gillish.
Oh, a good load of people.
Condor, Kunisek, Kays, and Exevius. So I try to keep my commentators cast as widespread as possible. But of course, 2 of the MSR members haven't been paying me. So I've had to charge them with commentator cast. I'm kidding. But yeah, so
I do want to say something.
Go for it.
You there's 2 races left of the season, correct?
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying the maximum we've had in the season is 33?
Yes, it is. So if we were to get...
Is that 21 updated or not?
That 21 is updated.
So you would have to average 6 over the next 2 races to equal it.
With me getting
So,
5 there...
in theory, you should be able to stay below it. But equally,
I mean,
interesting races. So
if I got 5 here, and Martin's coming back next week, that number's gonna double. I guess. But yeah. So unfortunately, I've got to break the news to Svi that the reason he spun was because of me. Yeah.
Don't give him an excuse.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll keep it silent the entire time. But yeah,
Exactly.
It's been unless you want to say anything, it's been great commentating as always, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next week's streams. Until then, guys, it's been great streaming, and thank you, Fennec, for helping me out with the interviews. And
no problem. Thank you for inviting me. Don't get to do it often. It's fun.
And yeah, I will.
To everyone watching, see you next time.
Yeah. See you next time.
And they're off. Green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed, napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Can he pressure Dino into a mistake? Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jedlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Dean are all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
Okay, he's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do. They're side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jedlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate Case across the line.
Gillish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.